Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of Blackbird's Brew. Happy Wednesday and welcome to the Havamal. Today we're going to look at verse 57, beginning with examining 3 different translations. First translation. Brand kindles from brand until it be burned. Spark is kindled from spark. Man unfolds him by speech with man, but grows over secret through silence. Olive Bray. Second translation. Brand kindles brand, will they burn out? Flame is quickened by flame. One man from another is known by his speech, the simpleton by his silence. That's W.H. Auden and P.B. Taylor. And now, from the Cowboy Havamal. It reads, you won't learn a thing if you never talk to folks, and nobody will learn anything from you. If you keep your thoughts to yourself, you'll never turn the lead in your head to gold. And that, of course, is Dr. Jackson Crawford. So another hard week for the introverts among us. Once again, we are getting counsel from the Havamal about the absolute necessity of interacting with other human beings. We must brace ourselves. When people talk, it is always instructive, even if the substance of their remarks is nothing to write home about and might be such drivel that you are concerned about losing brain cells. Even under those circumstances, what they say and how they say it and how they conduct themselves still teaches us something about how that person processes information, how they perceive the world, and how people who are similar to them in temperament are likely to react and what they're likely to say. And failing to understand people makes life more difficult for us. This holds true whether our view of people is better or worse than what they deserve. But when our baseline for interacting with others is flawed, we're not going to have the slightest clue to understand what people do and why, which means that we probably also have a flawed understanding of ourselves and we don't know how to effectively deal with them. Most people are not hermits, even if they don't care to socialize, and no matter what your life is like, you're going to be dealing with people in some form for some reason, and being ill-informed about human nature doesn't do you or anyone else any favors. But let's take this past absolute necessity, just simply needing to get by in the world. What about the exchange of wisdom that can occur between people when they are in conversation? Because every conversation is an opportunity for us to test and refine ideas. There's only so much that we can think of on our own. Our personal perspective does limit us. And Crawford's translation put it very plainly, you will never turn the lead in your head to gold. Now, changing lead into gold was the aim of alchemy, and maturing of life is a kind of alchemy of the soul. We begin as that lead. And if it's going to become something more, well, we have to work on it. We have to go through a process of transformation. And part of that is making improvements. And that's going to involve taking lessons from other people and allowing our interactions with them to transform us. And how is that supposed to happen if we're unwilling to talk with them? And how can we get into deeper subjects if we don't take the time or trouble to establish mutual goodwill through beginning with, lighter subjects and just getting a sense of who that person is? And of course, it's awkward. It's awkward to learn how to do this. It's awkward to relearn how to converse. But we are never going to become less awkward without practice. And there's so much for us to be gained by rising to the occasion, particularly on the spiritual level. I have lost track of the number of times through the years in which, a simple conversation that just kind of organically came up on its own helped me connect dots that I hadn't been connecting or yielded insights that I really wouldn't have gleaned on my own. So let's talk to each other and see what happens. That's what I got out of the verse this week. Now's the time for you to share your thoughts with me. I would love to hear from you in the comments, or better yet, come see me on Gilded. There's a link to join Blackbird's Brew on Gilded in the description box below. We'd be very happy to have you. It's not just me. We have pagans of all stripes there. And if you want to get into a nice, deeper philosophical conversation, just bring up what's on your mind. Someone will go there with you. But that will do it for now, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.